17 batters, striking out 12 of the 17. Ronald Acuna leads off and swings at 100-mile-an-hour fast, trying to advance on a short wild pitch. And he bounces the slider foul, and it's 0-2.
You know, power hitter, you can't swing for the downs off this kind of guy.
And Acuna has made quick work of 3 pitches. 100-mile-an-hour fastball strikes him out, and deGrom's got his first mark of the night. Were all missed. The last 2 were fouled off. Dansby Swanson, who homered against deGrom in that start, flies this one out to right, and Marte's there to grab it.
You swing at that bad one, he'll keep feeding it to you.
Here's Austin Riley, who's hit a couple of home runs against deGrom in his career, and he takes a slider that's called the ball. Second in the National League with 30 home runs and leads the league with 66 extra base hits. And he lays off a couple of. Here's the 2-0. And another slider. This one has him swinging and missing.
No, there is an inside corner, and then go get him out, down and away.
Keeps the fastball away and just missed at 101, and now it's 3 rounding out the crew. 3-1 to Riley, and the slider hit over first, a fair ball down the line. Marte over quickly to cut it off, and he'll hold Riley to a single. Olson had the golden sombrero last night, struck out 4 times. And Olson skies one to shallow left center. Canna angles in and makes the call and makes the catch, and that retires the side. Battery made Travis d'Arnaud to start the bottom of the second, and Travis swings and misses at a first pitch slider. 0-1.
Tried to jack, and he got a slider.
Well, Travis loves to swing the bat. He does not. They look for the ball they can hit out of the ballpark. And he takes that slider off the plate. 1-2.
Oh, he's only walked deGrom with a home run.
4 straight sliders from Jake, and it's 2-2 to d'Arnaud. Eddie Rosario on deck, and then Vaughn Grissom to get a split and keep that streak going. And d'Arnaud chases the slider for strike 3. So deGrom didn't let up for 6 in this series.
Keep the ball away from this guy. He's a dangerous hitter. That's his happy area. He likes to open up and pull.
And he grounds one into the shift. McNeil hurries in to get it and throws out Rosario. 2 out. 5 for 11, facing deGrom for the first time. And he starts him up with the fastball up and away for ball 1. Since the start of 2018, so that's the last 5 seasons. But it's half a run better all 5 seasons. He's half a run better than anybody else. 1-2 to Grissom. Well, that was Bassett's turn. 1-2 coming. Struck him out. Got him with the slider. Easy 1-2-3 inning for deGrom. Games and amazing moments at Citi Field. 2022 postseason access is available only for a limited time. Get to Mets.com/memberships now. Michael Harris got 3 over the first 2 innings. And deGrom blows a fastball by him. Struck out in both those 2 at bats, and now deGrom's ahead in the count 1-2.
Huh. Well, the Braves were always a powerhouse offensively.
That takes in 3 different cities where the Braves have played: Boston, Milwaukee, and Atlanta. And deGrom has stifled. 2-2 to Harris, and he back-footed Windman with a slider, and he had no chance.
And those great pitchers make you do that.
Here's Robbie Grossman, who's had an unexpected impact in this series, homering each of the last 2 nights. His 3 Detroit, and now he's got homers in back-to-back games for the Braves.
Did I say fear?
Here's the 1-1. Fastball in for a strike to Grossman. 1-2. All in this series. 1-2 coming. And he lines one into right field for a base hit. So Grossman continues to swing the bat as well as any Brave.
And note, Garrett,
And he goes upstairs with a fastball to start. Black, 2-seamer kind of guy.
Right.
What a change.
Oh, wow.
101 up. And the slider misses down. 1-2. Even as he's progressed through his 30s, has been remarkable. Acuna drives one to left. Canna moving back, gets in front of it and makes the catch.
Got in on him a little bit, just enough.
Acuna. Slider fouled off the plate. That's driven toward the gap in left center field, and that's going to be up against the wall. Racing for third is Grossman. He's around third and heading home, and he will score. On a 2-out RBI double on an 0-2 pitch from Swanson. Base hit to right field his first time up. And he fouls back a fastball, and it's 1-1.
I mean,
that's grounded foul.
See, there's a hanger right there.
1-2 to Riley with 2 out. And he lays off the slider. 2-2. So high, right? Half of his starts, he gives up 1 run or fewer.
He's throwing his heater.
2-2 coming to Riley. Lined up the middle. That's a base hit. Swanson around third and heading home. And the Braves lead it 2-0. On his first time up. And Olsen lines one to right at Lindor, and that retires the side. So some bullets off Braves bats in that inning, and they tally 2 on RBIs by Swan. QR code to enter. Travis d'Arnaud leads off the home fourth, flies the first pitch to shallow left center. Angling in Canna and Nimmo, and Lindor over the shoulder has to make the. That's why they hand out the gold. Eddie Rosario takes a fastball for a strike. Rosario grounds it out his first time up. And that's lined down the right field line and just foul. So he threw an 0-1 curveball to
of the break.
And he then strikes out Rosario with a changeup, and he's got his 5th strikeout of the night. There's Vaughn Grissom. Who was the pitcher they called the cat? Oh, Harvey Haddix. Actually, I think Haddix was the kitten, if I'm not mistaken. That's lined down the left field line. Of course, Haddix threw the greatest game in the history of baseball and lost.
Yes.
12 perfect innings. DeGrom bounces a slider, and it's 1-2.
He's angry with himself
this season and still finished 9th in the Cy Young balloting. Grounded past the mound, and Lindor will field it and throws out Grissom. And so 5th inning, 2-2 game. Michael Harris leads off against Jacob deGrom, and a first pitch curveball in for a strike, 0-1. Harris struck out the game tied after Canna's home run. And Harris shoots one foul on a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Slow by Smith on deck, then Ronald Acuna in the home 5th. And Harris goes down swinging. Beautiful slider by deGrom.
A very similar result. We talked already a little bit about deGrom, first of all, right? He is someone who, for the most part, despite throwing these low and in to lefties. On the flip side, Max Scherzer, yeah, he's got great stuff, but he really beats you with his strike zone, filling it up and using all different pitches. So 2 guys approaching things in very different ways. And again,
veteran, and you learn as you go along.
Grossman goes down on strikes, 100-mile-an-hour fastball. That's 7. And he's so precise in all his movements. Fastball inside to Acuna. No more than 76 pitches in any of his 3 starts. Acuna pops one up in foul ground. Ruff giving chase, but this will be in the crowd. And a streak that long was Greg Maddux. 1-1. And that skips to the backstop on the slider. 2-1.
Well, that tells you. Okay.
Acuna bounces one to third. Long throw for Beatty to make on a hop, and Ruff scoops it, and they get the. Johnson leads off against Jacob deGrom as we go to the bottom of the 6th. And he fouls off the first pitch slider, 0-1. Swanson double to left center, driving the first run in this game. Second time this game as well. Swanson having a remarkable year in that he's 133 times, 3rd most in the league. So when he's making contact, he's making productive contact. And Swanson goes after a slider.
Fast, and then it breaks tight and late.
And the fastball gets him looking after 4 straight sliders. deGrom surprise games of this series, 1 for 11, but 2 hits tonight. And he goes after a first pitch fastball, 0-1.
Now you saw on that first pitch fastball up and in, but you saw McCann set up in Riley's 2 at bats. There's a good slider. That's the slider. I mean, up and in fastball, which was not intended. But if you're going to miss, that's with him.
0-2 coming. And he got him looking. as he did with Swanson, set him up.
Slide ball.
And Olsen swings over the top of it and gets a piece. Number runs, highest percentage since they started counting earned runs in 1920.
He got the mistake.
0-2 coming to Olsen, taken high. 75 pitches now for deGrom. Let's see, Bassett. 1-2 coming. Tried the back door and it missed.
Fastball away.
2-2 coming, and it's up and away. So a full count to Olsen. 3-1 pitch in the first. 3-2 to Olsen, and it's popped up a mile high on the infield. Beatty tracking it and squeezes it. Travis d'Arnaud leads off against him in the bottom of the seventh. And d'Arnaud goes after a first pitch slider, 0-1. A Minter up in the Atlanta bullpen. Ball and a strike to d'Arnaud tonight. Maybe not Trevor May, who had a long ninth inning.
No, not May. May needs a day off.
Lugo had the day off last night. 2-2 now. 2-2 to d'Arnaud. And the slider hits sharply down to third. Beatty handles it nicely and throws out d'Arnaud, one away. Full shift on against Rosario. And slider at his feet for ball one.
He figures it out.
Well, so much of it tends to be mechanical with Jake, and he has his mechanics on the fly in a way that few pitchers can. Swing and a miss at a fastball, 100 miles an hour, 1-2.
Keep the ball.
1-2 coming. Fly ball, center field. Nimmo barely has to move. 2 out. Mack is the best in the game, but he has. Vaughn Grissom takes a slider out of the strike zone for ball one. Grissom has struck out and grounded out in the seventh. You know, there are no givens in this game. Mets lost the first 2 games of the series, but had comfort. Behind 2-0. Grissom grounds one foul, 2-1. Well, this might well be his last bat.
Ready. This is his inning to get out of, to put it to bed. There's your slider.
2-2 to Grissom. Batting to date. 2-2 coming. And he just got a piece of that slider to stay on the at bat.
It would be his 10th.
2-2 coming. And a check swing foul. Check swing on the fastball. Again, the 2-2. And the slider off the plate. Now it's a full count. A 3-2 pitch in the last inning. 3-2 to Grissom. And a ground ball hit to third. Diving stop by Beatty, but he can't make the play. And Grissom is safe at first. And that